Okay, recording public buildings, video number 2. Got my truther hat on. Gonna put this thing around my neck and we'll see how we go. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay, so I thought I'd go here for the second public building. Just across the road. So this is Government of South Australia, Department of Child Protection and Human Services, a government building which we're quite allowed to film. Still using my old method. Hopefully I'm getting everything in. Just do this. Whoop. I was wrong, I just took a picture. Okay, ready to go video. Okay, so Government of South Australia, Department of Child Protective Services. Let's have a look. Whoop. Make sure this person doesn't run me over. There's the building itself. There's a vehicle. Department of Child Protection. Do they really protect children? Or are they protecting the government? Sort of like create a scenario, an unusable government, and then, problem, reaction, solution, I suppose. So Government of South Australia, Department of Child Protection, Department of Human Services, and Housing SA. They've even got free Wi-Fi. So there's the building. There's the cameras, inevitable cameras always watching us as it happens. Walk around here. Just have a look here. Looks like the windows could do with a bit of a clean. There's the camera. Always looking at us. Now I'll just try to hold this steady as I go around here, go around the back of the building. Looks like a lot of junk in the back room here. There's the building. Beautiful architecture in it. How would you like to, and I've been through this garbage. I've been through this, Child Protection Services. Took my family off me for over a year for rotten paperwork, really. It's really what it was all about, just rotten paperwork. There's a car park. Walking around. No unauthorised persons beyond this point. No unauthorised persons beyond this point. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm around the back of the government building. There it is. Big, ugly child protection building. I guess they think that makes it look a little bit smarter or something. I'm not too sure what's going on. And there's the camera. There's the building. Just go along here. There's a Child Protection Service worker under the cameras. I suppose she's doing anything, just walking away. Just walking away. Okay, so we'll come around here. Some of the cars. And as we know, ugly brutalism in the building structure. Just garbage. And we're kind of back out the front. There must be a staff member. Staff member parking there. And that's it. There's a beautiful building. Powerhouse structure. Sorry, mate. Don't be waved, you don't care. It's funny, I think most government people are up to scratch with filming in public. So there we go. Department of Child Protection. Hey mate. Looks like a security guard looking at me. I'll just film him. Yeah. I think I'm filming, am I? Okay, doesn't seem too interested. Nothing really happening. Nobody going in or out. It's quite quiet. Mustn't be any families that need protecting. Can you imagine? Wow. So I got in trouble. I wrote a little story. They got a bit annoyed. Said some awful things about me. Took all my computers. Went to family court and actually had a what do they call it, like a bail form, because I was on bail, and I was allowed back home with my family. They had a few conditions, not many, a few conditions, and then apparently I broke bail. I was supposed to go to the probation office on a Wednesday, so on a Thursday they came in and arrested me in front of my family, and I'm like, there's nothing on my paperwork dealing with visiting a probation officer or bail, so I gave them my paperwork and it had the conditions on it, and that paperwork disappeared. It never got seen again. So when I went into child court or whatever, this government department, I said that there was no parole, that I didn't have to go to parole board. I had to go to the police station on a Friday, I think it was. And they said, no, it's in the paperwork. I said, well, it wasn't in my paperwork, but they disappeared that paperwork. And then in the court, they just went forward and said I'd broken my bail, and they took me off my family completely for nearly a year and a half. And I had to go through court because of the issue with writing a story that they deemed inappropriate, which went through jury, and of course it wasn't inappropriate, which I knew the whole time. The police were having a bit of a vendetta against me at that stage. So I got not guilty, and then still had to wait quite a while until they allowed me to have my children back with my family, as was. And as it is, hey fellas. Yeah, so that's where it was at. That's where it is. Okay, well, there's no issues with filming this government building, obviously. No issues with filming the cars. Security's not interested. People are just hanging out watching. I'm not going to go inside. Don't like going inside government buildings. I find them to be eerie. I don't need them. I don't require any services from them, except to allow me to film their ugly buildings. Okay, well, I think that's about it. I'll just do as if I'm doing one more quick scan with this, which I'm not. It just looks really good, but I do fire it up if someone's looking or watching. So there we go. Government of South Australia, Department of Child Protection Services, and all seems pretty good. And somebody else, just step back. A few people moving now. It's good they got bicycle parking. And so I guess while I'm standing here, what I do is I have paperwork I do hand out to people in case they're interested. One is that I am allowed to record in public, and I'm allowed to record public buildings. The other side of the paperwork actually mentions that we had a referendum in 99 asking, or not a referendum, we held a referendum in 99 asking if Australia would like a federal nation and possibly under a president or some form of new constitution and Bill of Rights, and Australia voted against it back in 99. Unfortunately, they weren't aware that in 1986 the Australia Act had already been passed, and the Australia Act had actually made Australia a federal nation under the ministers and the parliament, out of control of the hands of the people, So our prime ministers, as I've mentioned before, but our prime ministers and the ministers of the premiers of the states take back information from themselves and give it to the people instead of the other way around, having information from the people and giving it to the politicians, and then they make decisions from the people. So the politicians are making decisions for us without a voice from the people, and it's very obvious. They're ignoring referendums. They've even done that with the Voice, where they believed in Australia here that the Aborigines should have a separate constitution, when our constitution isn't even valid at this moment because of the Australia Act. It's pretty well axed it, though it shouldn't. But so Australia voted no against having a separate constitution for the Indigenous Aboriginal people. But each state is bringing it in anyway. They're doing whatever they want. And that's because they're a corporation run without a voice of the people. And that's just the way it goes. And that's just how it is. And so, and I'm here filming government buildings, basically because they've taken pretty well quite a lot of rights off me that they don't have a right to take off me, because I am actually under the Constitution, but of course they're not. They're a corporation working within a corporation, and they work for themselves, make money for themselves, and it all just goes round and round in circles. But that's how it goes. So anyway, they're pretty lax here. Department of Children Protection, Department of Human Services and Housing SA. Nobody's said anything. I'll just let this lady walk out, and then we'll just see what happens from there. Hello. And that's about it, I think. Nothing else going on. Might try another building. Okay, I'll just flip this around.